What's your name? What's your name? Zayla? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zayla? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show for this week. Got another good Friday. Hopefully, everybody had a good Friday. This is Big Jeff
This is Shanita.
coming to you live from No Days Off Production with the number one show in the land.
Nothing
Nothing
but
but
the
the
truth.
truth. Hey, hope everybody had a good Friday. Hope everybody made it to work and made it back home safely and, unbothered. Hope that you had a good day. Hope that you have a good weekend and a better weekend.
Yes, yes,
We
yes,
have
yes.
Easter Sunday coming up. Hope everybody enjoys themselves and everybody stay safe and keep your head up, keep your eyes open, and make sure everybody show some love. Show some love. Read a Bible scripture to the kids, grandkids, whoever. Show some love.
That's right.
It's gonna be a long weekend, man. We got a lot of things going on in the city. Hopefully everybody can attend whatever they want to attend on events and come out of it safe, make it home safe. And if you decide to event hop, make sure that you do it in a nice, respectable manner.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So today's show,
Happy 404 day, y'all.
happy 404 day. Happy 404 day. we Shanita,
Or shall I say 404 weekend?
404 weekend. There you go. So Shanita came up with the topic for today,
Yep.
and I like that topic. I like that topic. This is an open topic today, and the name of the topic is "Fuck You Mean Friday."
That's
Fuck you
right.
mean Friday.
Fuck you, mean Friday.
So we're gonna get the show started so we can let everybody get back to what they were doing and get to your relaxation of the day and get yourself prepared for this long weekend with these kids. All right.
All right.
So, Shanita, we ready, willing, and fighting.
That's right. So, guys, welcome, welcome. TGIF. I've had a long week, guys. So, I'm happy that it's Friday. I'm blessed. I had a long week. But what made me come up with this topic today, guys, is I was listening to the news the other day, and I seen where this lady has relocated to Fulton County, guys, and she is um, a former Illinois mayor. And I was listening to this story and just like, are you fucking kidding? Are you kidding me? So this is one of the stories that actually led me to select the topic for today. Let's listen to the story on the Atlanta News first. They're the ones who reported this. So I'm gonna play the clip. And you guys tell me what you think. Here we go. you mean? For real? Are we being punked up in Fulton
Being
County?
punked, and where the cameras at?
Where the cameras at? Turn the lights on. Like what? As if we don't have a whole lot of election fraud going on right now. A DA that's under fire with the Georgia commissioners. I'm sorry, the Georgia senators. And not to mention, one more case. One more. But let that one sink in that we just played. How you going to be under investigation in a whole different state? You just recently voted in a different state, then you're a mayor in a different state, and you want to come down here. Not only you want to come down here and be an elected official, you also want to change your whole partisan party. Now you want to go from Republican to Democrat.
Ain't that so?
See, this the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. People want these titles, but they don't want the responsibilities of that come with the titles. They want the titles for show. They want to be a part of these little polycliques and be able to do this corrupt stuff to people that it's crazy. When I saw that, I was floored. And I'm so glad that the commissioners or whoever sought to bring this before the board and to bring it to light and not just let it be swept under the rug as if Fulton County doesn't have
enough under the rug.
Enough under the rug. Okay, not to mention that. So that happened, guys. So hold on, let me read the comments. See what y'all saying already. Exactly right. Exactly. It's crazy. Like, that should tell you right there. Then people think that it's easy to just come to Atlanta and say we're gonna get into you don't know the people. In the politics. You hadn't even been here. You don't know the people. So who you really coming for? Who you representing?
So that'll make us real stupid to vote for her and put her in office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So fuck you mean.
Why you mean?
Why is everybody picking Atlanta to prey on? And it's because, should we say why it's because? Because we have a district attorney who has worldwide shown everybody that it's cool to come to Atlanta and throw your weight around because ain't shit gonna happen behind it. Whoop. At least you can have that thought. You know what I'm saying? You can have that thought when you sitting back looking or you playing a role in that same exact corner. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of make you say, fuck you mean, why is it going through him? Why are they coming here to do this and do that when they can't do it in their own cities? Mm-hmm. But they choose to say that they can come to Fulton County and do it. Right. That's a kick in the shin.
Mm-hmm. And see, it was a big deal when Herschel Walker wanted to come to Atlanta and do it. They made a mockery of him, talked about his speech impediment and everything.
There you go. But and they made sure they got the votes off of him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But here we is with two people. And I said this a couple of shows ago. Here we is with two people who could possibly be on the same team. Mm-hmm. And that could be a reason why she's planning on trying to come here to get in the politics of Georgia.
Right.
Or Fulton County. You know what I'm saying? Because her comrade has shown her that, yeah, you can basically come to Atlanta and Fulton County and do what you want to do as a politician or a person of any kind of status that has something to do with politics or law enforcement.
Exactly.
You
can come jump in. You don't know the communities. You don't know the people.
There you go.
Who are you coming to represent? What is your motive? Fuck you mean.
There you go. Fuck you mean.
Okay.
We got to stop allowing these people to come to our fair city and maneuver their way into us so that they can divide and conquer us. because in order to conquer, you must divide. So if we keep allowing these people to come from other cities to come to our city and divide and conquer us like that, that's a sign of us being weak. That's the sign of the people from here being weak, because we couldn't go to somebody else's city and do that. They not going to play like that because they live accordingly to how their lifestyle is supposed to be. So if I went and tried to be a mayor in another city, I might wind up dead, because the city is ran by the people of the city. And that's all cities.
Right.
All cities other than Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is the only city that we allow people to come from elsewhere to run our city and take control of our city and run our city and put the laws that they have grown up by in their cities and instill it in our city. That goes back to where long time ago we used to have people say the people up north is fast. The people out west is fast. The people out east is fast. But the people up north, coming from north, they are faster. As to say that everybody from the south is slow as hell. And we faster than all them. Because when you visit their cities, you see that they are so far behind in time to how could they even think that we are slow or that they are faster than us. And the reason being is because we have allowed people to come in our city and make it look like it's for real. Fuck you mean?
Right.
They're supposed to think like that. They're supposed to feel like that. And then we let them infiltrate us as a city. And then they start bringing their people from other cities here because they start letting them know. But shit, it's sweet right here. It's sweet in Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah, we got that bullshit metaphor. Come to Atlanta on a vacation, leave on probation. Yeah, but it don't mean shit.
Right.
Because the people who's leaving on probation is the people that's from the city. Yeah, they might get lucky and get 2 or 3 people from another city. But it's our job to say, what the fuck do you mean by thinking that we're going to keep allowing y'all people from other cities to come to our city, win the political races, and then infuse our laws in our city with the laws that they're coming from their city with, and then make it to where they can prosecute the people from this city with those laws. And it's all because they know that we can't fight those laws because we are not that type of city. We can't fight a gang charge really in Atlanta, in Georgia, because we don't have gang attorneys in Georgia. We don't have gang attorneys here. So therefore, that should further let us know that we're not considered a gang-related state.
Yep, there we go.
Definitely ain't considered a gang-related city because we had 32 projects throughout Atlanta. And not either project, you can't find nobody in either project that would say that they are a 100% thoroughbred gang member, because we didn't believe in gangs, and we still don't believe in gangs. It's just our children, some of our children, if not all of our children, are giving people the respect to say that they are gang members, so we take it and run with it. What type of gang member are you? Are you a gang member that's for what gangs are for? Or are you a gang member that's in another city and you're trying to use that to pull people in to respecting you?
It's something.
And then you acknowledge to them that, okay, you stamped. How in the hell you stamped? Fuck you mean?
Exactly.
How can you stamp somebody a gang member? You have to earn those rights. You have to fight your way in, kill your way in. You definitely can't just walk in to being a gang member.
So
So here we have another woman that's trying to come to the city, monopolize, and then destroy what's left of our city. When we cannot do the same thing in her city,
can't do the same thing.
and it work, or it don't nothing happen behind it. So fuck you mean.
Fuck you, mean.
You want to come here and do this and that and the other. Why? Because people have made you feel like it's easy to do it?
You can just pull up. You ain't
That's-
live here. You been a
Thank you.
mayor. You're a mayor in a whole nother state.
Thank you. With different rules.
What made you think, fuck you mean, you could just pull up and be an elected official of a community
And you got all
that you
type of
haven't
shit going.
participated? Okay.
Yeah. Come on,
Y'all,
man.
what y'all think about that?
Yeah, come on now.
So that was one of the stories that just blew my mind. Like, on top of what's currently going on with the Georgia Senate right now, they're still going after Fonnie Willis. There are 200 and something documents that they're alleging that she is hiding. And the documents are related to her allegedly meeting with the January the 6th committee at the White House to pretty much set President Trump up, allegedly. So she's fighting that. They're also, now I don't like this part because I feel like if they doing it to her, they can,
can do it to
they can
anybody.
do it to anybody.
Well, she opened that door. She opened up Pandora's box.
She opened up the box.
Shit.
Fuck you mean?
So they showing her that even your ass ain't bigger than the program. Fuck you mean.
So what they're doing now, they're making laws as they go, right?
There you go.
They're making they've made a law. They're waiting for the final steps of this law. So what they're doing, they're making a law so that they can pretty much de-seat her.
That's it.
They're trying to get her out that DA seat.
That's it.
And so that's what's going on as far as the Senate. There was an argument from Fulton County and Trump officials, the DOJ, recently. I think it was yesterday or sometime this week. And they argued before a judge over who should maintain the voting records. Now, that's another ball game, you know. Fuck you mean y'all want the DOJ to come in here and take the records and then give them back? They're not going to do that. I just don't see the judge ruling that they're going to have to return those records.
That'll be real crazy.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So and then, as someone is saying, Nathan Wade said
Yeah.
he don't remember who he met at the White House. Hey man,
Fuck you mean you don't remember?
fuck you mean? How you
Fuck
forget
you mean you
somebody
go to the White
met?
House and you don't remember?
And not, and then on top of that, I would understand that if it was just a one-time visit.
Right.
You visit several times, had several meetings, talked to a whole lot of people that was there. That's there.
Right.
What you mean you don't remember?
Exactly.
So what, you got too much gorilla grip on you? You can't remember things at time? Gorilla grip can be dangerous, man. Especially if you put it in your head.
I'm going to put the call-in number in
Yeah.
the chat also, guys. So if
So,
you guys want to call in.
Come on, man. When is enough gonna be enough of these lies and these fairy tales that these people are being allowed to keep talking about and getting away with it? When you got kids who go into court every day, y'all don't think nothing come out their mouth is serious or for real or truthful. So what make these people better than them? What makes the DA office, the DA personnel, the DA's co-pilot, the DA's thumb pilot, the DA's pilot. What makes their words different? What makes them be different? What makes them not have to be held accountable when they'll stand up in a courtroom and say, we just want to make them take accountability.
Right.
So when are we going to make them take
So
accountability?
what happens when it's your turn to take
Thank you.
accountability?
Fuck you mean?
Fuck you mean? You don't know. You don't know what happened at the White House. You don't know if you went to the White House. You don't know what y'all talked
But
about.
one thing you can best believe and you can rest assured, the plane ticket gonna tell, the taxi gonna tell, or the Uber gonna tell, or whatever gonna tell when they pull your records.
Right.
When they pull that paperwork to see how you got there, what time you got there, what day you got there, how long you stayed.
But they always say a lot of well, I've heard it with the feds. They say once the feds get involved, they really already know.
What's going
They
on?
just they they already got a
They
case. They already
definitely
know. And for them to be doing this, making these laws, I knew that we knew that they had the records when at the beginning before it blew up in the news when what's his name, McAfee?
McBurney.
One of them, one
The
of those.
judge?
No, it was the McAfee, whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Yeah, him. When he wouldn't let them get the records at first, remember?
That's right.
And so they had to press and wait till after President Trump was elected to get those records that they're trying to obtain, and they still haven't received
That's
the
right.
voting records. But as far as the travel records, oh, they got those. You can take
Yeah.
that to the bank.
So I would love to see YSL have enough nuts to file a lawsuit themselves.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
Because
on, Thug. What's
that
up?
trial revealed so much. It revealed so much corruption.
So much
It
corruption.
revealed so much hatred. It revealed so much, aneurysm to where your head felt like it was gonna bust at times from listening to a lot of the dumb shit that they was expressing on
Oh yeah,
and
we
getting
love
away
Ash.
with it.
Right, exactly.
And they had a judge that was actually helping them.
Preach.
So all of them should pay the price.
We already know what time it is. Fuck you mean you think we don't know. We know we were there. So one of the comments says Ashley Merchant was all over the records. Oh yeah.
That's
She
right.
Ashley was on it, doggone. If
She
it
was
wasn't
on
for
point.
Ashley,
She was
what?
on point. A lot wouldn't have came out.
Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to
Ashley.
Shout out Ashley. Yes, we
Ashley
love
Merchant.
Ashley.
Shout out.
Shout out.
So I would like to see Ashley. This is what I would love to see Ashley do. I would love to see Ashley go into a questionnaire on Funny Willis and ask her things about what happened to, what is the issue about all the belongings of YSL or Young Thug, however you want to put it. Why is it so much of a issue for you to return his things and account for everything that's not there? Because it's in Fulton County's possession, first of all. It's in Fulton County possession. So how did things come up missing? How can you lose a whole car? How can you lose jewelry when everything was locked up in a particular area that belongs to Fulton County? Explain that.
Right. So there's still some things going on, guys, that pertaining to that trial that, was so unjust. And some of the things hadn't even came out yet. And all of his property till this day is still not returned.
And they're still filing paperwork to refuse to have to give it back. They still filing appeals on something that the judge awarded to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you mean? Y'all want to file another appeal? What the fuck you mean?
Fuck you
Y'all
mean.
feel like y'all are entitled to do that? What? Fuck you mean?
Exactly.
Make it make sense.
Make that make sense.
You can't. You can't confiscate something that hasn't been filed to be confiscated. First of all, so that explains that goes into now we can solidify and we can solemnly say that that's why Nathan Wade was getting paid from a different purse, which is foreclosure, which is comprehension of property and money that comes from someone that you have put on the investigation or someone that you have raided, someone whose house or whatever you have raided and got monetary value out of it, jewelry out of it, you know, and God knows what else. And you say, well, okay, it's automatically confiscated. So we're going to put it in this property so that we can do what we want to do with it.
Exactly.
So you spent the money before you got it.
And that should be prosecuted.
That should be a law.
Exactly.
She should be getting prosecuted
For that. Exactly.
Amount of the law, man, for that.
For that.
And for a man that's supposed to be in your better half to sit and say, I don't know who was paying me. If you don't know who was paying you, who in the hell you knew to get the invoices to?
Exactly. That's crazy.
We need to ask those type of questions.
Right. I just wish, like you said, I wish that they would, the guys, especially Yak, that was not charged with nothing.
Thank you.
Woo.
They need to be suing. They need to sue the individuals, the judge individual, DA individual. Sue them. They have independent insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that and let the system make the determination as to if we'll charge it to Fulton County or not.
So, guys, we're going to move to the next story on our episode of Fuck You Mean. Because some of this stuff that's going on in Georgia is unfreaking believable. So, we're going to move to Clayton County, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to let you guys know what the assistant, check this out, guys. The assistant Clayton County prosecutor admits, first she tried to play like she didn't know what was going on. Let me let y'all listen to this little story right here. This is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Facebook page. Look at this.
Breaking news, multitasking is a sport.
But we've got your headlines covered.
Stay connected, stay in the know, stay local, anytime, anywhere. Oh, wow, that's bright.
Download Fox Local, stay connected with your community anytime, anywhere.
New at 10, the Clayton County District Attorney has issued a big apology. One of her prosecutors used AI for a court filing at the Georgia Supreme Court.
The AI cited cases that simply don't exist. The Chief Justice called that prosecutor out in the middle of court.
Fox 5's Rob Durienzo has more tonight on the consequences she's now facing.
Well, this was a major embarrassment for the Clayton County District Attorney's Office here at Georgia's highest court. I obtained the letter that the district attorney wrote to the Chief Justice admitting that one of her prosecutors used AI for court filings and that AI made stuff up.
There are at least 5 citations to cases that don't exist, and there's at least 5 more citations to cases that do not support the proposition for which they're cited.
At the Supreme Court of Georgia, a humiliating revelation for this prosecutor with the Clayton County District Attorney's Office. In a letter to Chief Justice Nels Peterson, DA Tasha Mosley says prosecutor Deborah Leslie used AI to write briefings, which made up case citations.
Those non-existent cases were cited in your initial brief opposing the motion for new trial.
Your Honor, I'm not aware.
What you mean? Fuck you mean you're not aware
of that, but I would be glad to research that.
The court was hearing the appeal of Hannah Payne, who was convicted of murdering a man after a hit and run back in 2019. DA Mosley told the court the prosecutor violated her office's ethical standards by relying on artificial intelligence. She now faces sanctions including suspension, loss of privileges, and a grievance with the state bar.
We've seen judges reprimand them, we've seen sanctions. We haven't seen it on this kind of platform, with the Supreme Court, and we haven't seen it from a prosecutor.
Tom Church is a trial attorney here in Metro Atlanta. He says while this slip-up was egregious, more and more lawyers are turning to AI to help them do their jobs.
this is a really significant tool that's letting lawyers do way more than they could have. It comes with a responsibility. We got to double check. Anytime you see AI, that means I'm triple checking it.
And that's something the Chief Justice himself warned of in his State of the Judiciary address at the Capitol last month.
As AI's power and reach continues to advance rapidly, we all have to keep up. And AI poses both risk and opportunity for the judicial system.
That's right.
Now, DA Mosley says she stands by Hannah Payne's conviction. Meanwhile, Payne's attorneys say this whole debacle proves that the prosecution didn't do the research. In downtown Atlanta, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Yes. Fuck you mean.
Fuck you mean.
This is unfreaking believable, guys. Let me just show you this picture. Let me show you this picture. This case is personal. It hits home for me. I was there during the trial of Hannah Payne. I was there to hear the cries of this man's family. I actually stood with the Clayton County DA. I didn't even know who she was because I was there on some advocacy time to be there in support of the family and getting justice for this family. So you mean to tell me that this DA done used some fake case law in her brief to the Supreme Court of Are we being punked?
Hey, man, fuck you, man.
Fuck you.
We being punked, y'all. We being punked. We better wake up and smell the coffee and get these people asses out the offices.
What?
And stop the ones from going in there that's trying to go in there and finish the fuck ups that they done did.
Now I'm about like Victor Hill now. Miss Mosley, I know you apologized for this DA doing this, but
You shouldn't be apologizing.
this is embarrassment. This is a risk. I know you're saying that it didn't compromise the case, but you don't know what type of argument that girl's attorney can come back with and can get her conviction overturned because this mess up. Fuck you mean? You think?
Go ahead.
You think she gonna lay back and be quiet after this thing came out?
Yeah, no.
Ain't no good lawyer that. If I was her attorney, there's no way I wouldn't try to get the sentence overturned.
That's right.
Fuck you, mean.
That's right. You know, cause at the same time, man, this woman has played in everybody's face. In everybody's face, and then, we always say metaphors of you gonna shit on my head and then tell me it's snowing.
Exactly.
Really? You gonna piss on me and then tell me it's raining. Really?
Give me some salt and tell me it's sugar,
Give me some salt and tell me it's sugar. Fuck you mean? Do you really think that I'm that incompetent? Do you really think that we're that naive to where we can't pick up on when someone is trying to manipulate us and deceive us? Mm-hmm. Come on, people. We gotta stop letting people think that we that easy.
That's crazy. And that's a total embarrassment. My heart goes out to the family of the deceased.
That's right.
And I pray that the justice does stand, in the case that he was murdered. She didn't have to go after him, acting like she was the police. Right.
Yeah.
And so, again, this is an embarrassment in Georgia. And it's like, it's one thing after another.
And shouldn't we be, when are we as a people that's taxpayers, that's running our city as far as putting the people in office to do the right thing, but they instead of doing the wrong thing. So when are we gonna hold their asses accountable and get them out of our business?
And I saw some of the lawyers commenting saying, what is wrong with using AI? I get that. I get new technology. There's going to be new things to use. However, you have to make sure that the information that you're presenting to the court is accurate. Just because you use AI, that wasn't the problem. The using of the AI wasn't the problem. It was the problem of the cases that was used in the AI were not valid cases. That's the issue. And then also when she got before the judge, she blamed somebody else. So that's why she's now facing discipline for that. Yeah, she's facing discipline for that. So that's another case. And the news of Atlanta, the news of what's going on in Georgia right now. So we're gonna move to the world of hip hop, okay? So Gucci Man, of course, one of our Atlanta rappers. Shout out to Gucci.
Shout out.
He was allegedly kidnapped, robbed, and let me play the clip so you guys can see that. Hold on a second.
With this,
Okay, so this next clip is going to be from Get the Win on Instagram. It's it's an attorney who is pretty much giving a breakdown of the story that I just said about what happened to Gucci. Okay, hold on. I can't get it to play. But you guys could go to Get the Win. Is Get the Win _ on Instagram. He said it can come up. Hold on a second.
we have an Instagram for this?
Huh?
Yeah, so we gotta, it's a lot that these people have going on, and they use other people to try to hide behind. Which is out, like I was telling y'all about a story one day about a district attorney. Well, I'm not gonna say a district attorney, but a man that was running for office came to me and said to me that, how bad do I want to get my son out of jail? Would I be willing to pay a substantial amount of money to get him released? Because if so, if I can give him a certain amount of money, they could go on and let my son go and then call me after that and tell me how much the total fee gonna be. Because they had a good rapport with the DA. So I did some homework and I was able to verify that what was being said to me was true. Yep.
That he could actually do what he said he could do if you had to pay him a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's blackmail, though, right?
That's it.
That's crazy.
That's extortion.
Extortion, right.
And if I agree to it and do it, I'll gain weight, but I won't be heavy and healthy. Meaning if I do something like that, I'm selling my family out, not just my sons or whoever. I'm selling a family out to do something like that. And then on top of it, why would I do something like that when I know that these people don't have a hope and a prayer of a clue to tie him into something? You know, something we just have to call a spade a spade. This is a spade.
Right.
It's a spade.
So, unfortunately, that is horrible for something like that to happen. You got a loved one incarcerated, and then you got officials that's supposed to be there to uphold the law, but they're trying to extort you for more money.
Yeah.
But that's just what's been going on in Fulton. So let's talk about this Gucci man. We got the video up finally.
Okay.
So this is a breakdown, pretty much a short version of what has happened.
Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty, and the Shakedown. Let's get into it. Today, the government alleged that my favorite rapper of all time, Gucci Mane, has been a victim of a robbery in a...
Hey yo, once upon a time, it was a wannabe goon. He grew up in Plainfield, and his friends called him Moon. Nah, let's be honest, his friends call him Ernest. And I ain't had to go to Jefferson High to learn this. The only thing we got is smoking.
What? Hold on, guys. Having some technical issues. Hold on.
Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty, and the Shakedown. Let's get into it. Today, the government alleged that my favorite rapper of all time, Gucci Mane, has been a victim of a robbery and a kidnapping. And what they claim is that one of Gucci's rappers that's on his label, this man right here, Pooh Shiesty, set up a meeting back in January of 2026 in Dallas, Texas. So Pooh Shiesty comes to this meeting to discuss his contract with Gucci Mane's label, and he brings with him his father, Big 30, and 6 other dudes. And they come into the room, Gucci Mane's in the room along with some members of his crew, and Pooh Shiesty pulls out an AK-47 style pistol. He says, "Get me off this run. I want off this label. Get me off this label." And so they're like, oh my God, the other rest of the guys got guns too. Whoa, 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 whoa. They sign the release. Here you go, here you go, here you go. Then afterwards, these fools, they take Gucci and his crew's chains and watches. They rob them for the stuff. And afterwards, they take off, and then they go on the internet, on social media, and they post dumb pictures like this. Oh, look at me with this. Look at me with this. Look at me with this. Dum-dums. Now, Gucci Mane has responded, and he's even put out a tape. And matter of fact, Brandon, roll the tape.
Step to me, fuck nigga. I would love to, nigga. I don't care. You see me, my wife, you can step to me. I'ma smoke you.
Now that's gangster, right? That's why he's my favorite rapper of all time. No cooperating with the police, no tattletales, no nothing. He's handling his business himself. But it doesn't seem like the government is even going to need him, because Pooh Shiesty had on an ankle monitor at the time, so all of his movements are tracked. They've got surveillance. They probably got some of the other crew members that are snitching and talking. Looks like Pooh Shiesty and his crew have a big problem. Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty, and the Shakedown. Let's get into it. Today the government alleged that my favorite rapper of all time, Gucci Mane, has been a victim of a robbery and a kidnapping. And what they claim is that one of Gucci's rappers that's on his label, this man right here, Pooh Shiesty, set up a meeting back in January of 2026 in Dallas, Texas. So Pooh Shiesty comes to this meeting to discuss his contract with Gucci Mane's label, and he brings with him his father, Big 30, and 6 other dudes. And they come into the room, Gucci Mane's in the room along with some members of his crew. And Pooh Shiesty.
So there you go, guys. Now you see why I chose that topic today. Fuck you mean Friday. Fuck you mean this man done allegedly robbed somebody, held them hostage with an ankle bracelet on. Are we being punked? Like, are you serious? I don't even know what to say off that. That's ridiculous. It's sad.
And they'll follow a civilian all day, every day, just cause. And then when you look at your meters, you see you low on oil, water, transmission fluid, lighter fluid, grease fluid, all type of fluid. And then you want to hold somebody else accountable for it. You know, so make that make sense. Why should we not, ask these questions? What fuck you mean? Because a lot of these questions and a lot of questions that we need answer to, you really can't ask the questions. Because the people you're asking the question to, they barely do have a clue about the shit they tied up for. Fuck you mean? So, therefore, you gonna die with that secret, or you gonna tell that secret and somebody gonna hear it and say something about it themselves, or however it go, it's not gonna be good for you. It's not gonna be good for you. So we better be real mindful these next couple of weeks before, everything shuts down, that these are the places we're gonna wanna be, and going to start setting your stage now. Set it now. All right, turn it back over to Sunita.
I'm still speechless.
I know.
I hate that happen. I hate it happen. I hate that decision was made allegedly to do something like that to a fellow rapper, a fellow person that's supposed to be your brother. That's
Hey man, that's cutthroat.
yeah.
That's why they call it cutthroat, people.
And so some people are saying, "Oh, Gucci snitch," this stupid snitch word that I so much hate. I don't know whoever invented that. That's just ridiculous. What do you mean snitch? And somebody just got robbed and all his jewelry gone. His wedding ring was taken, something that's sentimental, and he ain't supposed to say nothing, even though the attorney said he's not said nothing. But if they subpoena him and put him on the stand and say, "Was you there?" He got to say he was there. What do you mean? He don't say nothing. That's snitching. That's street code. Bump street code.
No, that's right. See it.
What they say? Fuck the streets.
Fuck the street. Fuck the streets. Fuck you mean. That's why we say it.
That's why we said, fuck you mean.
That's why we say it. Because everybody needs to get that type of mentality.
Right. You go into a business meeting on some music business and you get held hostage. Fuck you mean, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. How you tell a person not to say nothing about something that's corrupt, something that's not right, something that you don't have a clue about as far as making it right?
Right.
Now, let them go through it. You done told them, fuck you mean now. I'll see you when I see you.
It's crazy. So, justice for Gucci.
And then on top of that, I was looking at something on the internet to where they posted that Gucci has told the federal government, which is the feds, that he's not gonna testify against Pooh Shiesty. That's a player move right there. That's a player move right there. If they want to pick it up, let them pick it up. But that's a player move for them not to have a witness. And it's because Guwap understands the street.
What?
And we want to just praise him for that.
You do, but if it was me, I'd be like, if that was my husband, if I was Keisha, I'd be like, shh, I don't know, babe. I don't know, babe.
So, that was real play of him, because the raid probably had nothing to do with him. It's just this man was at home and got caught at home.
Who got caught at home?
Pooh Shiesty. At his, they say his father's house or whatever the case might be, but, that's still home to me. Because you always can go home to mom and dad.
But
So-
didn't they lock the father up also?
Yeah, they locked him up too.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So look at the damage that we can do to our families just by being knick-knack.
Right.
Just by not wanting to do something full scale because you're trying to milk a business out of their business.
Mhm.
Instead of just letting it happen.
Yep.
Let it happen. You know, and I guarantee you we'll live some nice, comfortable, prosperous lives. Because we'll be getting all the bullshit out the way.
Exactly.
You know, once you get the bull crap out the way, you can just about do whatever you want to do in the household. You at home.
At home.
You know, so you can't, a lot of things you can't sympathize with on that case is because when all said and done, you know, you pulled a gun and shot too. You know what I'm saying? So it gonna determine who had what first.
And like the mindset of somebody that just got out of prison, because from what I heard, he was recently not too long released from prison.
Yeah.
And came out and did some good music and chart the charts. And then what would make you want to throw that away and risk a possibility of being returned to a prison environment is
Slim and on. People change their mind so fast nowadays, man, to where if you can't be already there to make whatever happen at that time, it's a waste of time.
seems unreal. So I think that's about it as far as what I had for the Fuck You Mean Friday. This is a picture I had sent the engineer. This is that day. Look, that's Tasha Mosley.
Yeah.
That's the DA in Fulton County. I mean in Clayton County. And this is when we were there. The NAACP was down there, and we were supporting that trial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we done gave a lot of people support throughout this whole issue. Can't say story no more because that's an understatement. These people are actually straight up lying to your face. So, fuck you mean? You think we that ignorant? You think we that naive? You think we ain't paying attention? No, you're the one not paying attention, but you reaping benefits. So you shouldn't worry about that. You shouldn't worry about that part. That part is going to exist regardless if you here or not. You know, so we got to get a better grip on things. We got to get another iPad. Got to get, some phones that you can talk and see the person through. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of work to cut out that's been cut out for us too. A lot of it. So we just got to go on and get busy, man.
Yep, that's
Gotta
right.
go on and get busy. We got the authorization. Everybody should be on the same page now, the whole 9 yards. Now we got to do now just, go home, take us a good hot bath, have us a good hot meal, and relax.
Yeah, we got to decompress.
So it's real good that we do this.
Yeah. And
we gotta be mindful. I want everybody to go away with a strong mind. Toss up a good one to the man upstairs, and he'll see you through. He will see you through. So, at this point, this is Big Jeff.
Well, and this is Shanita, but I want to say I have a praise testimony. My sister, one of my god sisters named Melissa, she actually was working 2 days ago. She was at work. She wasn't feeling well. She was like, she called her husband and told him that she was going to drive herself to the emergency room because her chest was hurting and she didn't feel well. She gets to the hospital and she has a stroke. In the midst of having them checking her out, they're doing the evaluation and everything, she flatlines completely. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm doing her praise testimony because she is actually recovered. They resuscitated her.
Good.
And she's well and she's home recovering.
Good.
And we just praise God for that.
Look at God.
And you know,
Look at God.
he's able. He's able. And we also want to remind you guys that on April the 10th, you guys could go to the Instagram page of Miss Jackie Johnson. She's Kendra. You can just type in Kendra Johnson. It'll come up. Her page is Jackie Johnson 17. She is having, and you can also see the flyer on my page as well, but that's the mother, and that's who I get my information from. She is having a National Day of Prayer on April the 10th in honor of seeking justice for her beloved son, Kendrick Johnson, who we all know was murdered in Valdosta at the high school. And we're going to have a corporate prayer at 1:09 p.m. on April the 10th. And we're just coming together in prayer, unity, and faith, believing that justice is still possible. There are some scriptures that I posted on my page as well. She's having a prophet by the name of Cody Spivey on there, on her Facebook, that'll be praying too. And she said, this is bigger than a moment. This is a movement. We will continue to speak Kendra's name. We will continue to stand. We will continue to pray until justice is done. So, as I close out the show, I'm going to continue to say justice for Kendra Johnson. Thank you guys for tuning in today. And we'll see you guys again next week.
All right, so we're going to leave y'all with a song for the day. And hopefully everybody can take this song and rejoice with it and share that moment and share this grief that we have because of everything that's being haywire in our lives right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as politics, personal, relationship-wise, you know, just anything that's going on. You know, sit down, think about it. If you have to write out questions to ask your better half, or if you have to, you know, write down what you want to say to a person that you feel like you need to get some understanding with this, that, and other. And last but not least, talk it out. Yep. Get understanding, get a solution to the issue, make that decision, and live with it. Because at the end of the day, the only thing we can say is, fuck you mean.
Fuck you mean.
Fuck you mean. All right, so this is Big Jeff.
Miss Shanita.
Coming to you live from No Days Off Radio with #1 show in the land.
Nothing but the truth.
And we out.